Hello, Star Wars fans. Hey, there's just 123 days until Christmas 2021, and we're going to have a discussion with our friend Martin Keeler. You may know him as Zuvium in our Discord. We'll be talking about the PulseCon 2021, but there's a couple things up front that I'd like to discuss first. Is we've got some changes to our regular sort of schedule. Normally on Thursdays, we do a live stream with a magic maker, and we talk about the Star Wars news of the week, review anything new, make predictions, and all of that. We had a great time doing that during the Bad Batch season. Those shows are now going to get pushed to Mondays. There's a couple reasons for that. One is that the new release schedule is sort of on Wednesday night, not Friday night or Thursday night, whatever, how you want to say that. So moving it helps us put better in line for those predictions and to talk about what came out last week. So that should work out better. And then secondly, Star Wars Meg and I have been having a great time doing live streams, and we're going to kind of put a pin on Fridays when we can get together and talk about Star Wars news of the week. And this Friday, we'll be doing that with Meg, 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern, 5 o'clock if you're over in her neck of the woods. But look for that going forward. And then I've got some toy reviews coming up. We're going to review the one you'll see come out tomorrow is this Heir to the Empire Luke Skywalker from the 50th anniversary. This is a Black Series figure, and we've got Martin on for, and we'll be able to talk about this guy just a little bit here with Martin. And so that pretty much covers our news updates as far as the channel goes. And let's bring Martin in. Hello there. Caught you right in. Yeah. You got your mug there. We've been mentioning we need a Star Wars Meg a mug because she had a birthday cake or something like that had her name spelled M-U-G mug instead of M-E-G. And I'm like, how more perfect could it be than to get a mega mug? That would be great. So hey, we got our friend Darth Elvis in the building. Good to see you, friend. Yeah.
So many stories. So many stories.
Well, the trio of you, Martin, Darth Elvis, Greg, and our friend Mark Hamilton. The three of you together is the unholy trio or something like that. I'm not sure.
I get a feeling it will happen soon. I get a feeling it will happen very soon. Can I just wish you a happy Kathleen Kennedy contract day as well?
Hey, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that this morning. I'm not sure the veracity of the story, but it does seem to be in line with what I sort of expected to see her stay through at least Indiana Jones 5, and that's certainly not going to happen before her current contract expires. So why wouldn't it be renewed? So that was just sort of where my head was. And
I see the way I see it is it's Monday, so her contract's been renewed. Tuesday she'll be fired. Wednesday renewed. Thursday fired. Just repeat. Works quite well.
Whatever keeps the YouTubers creating content, that's true.
And don't forget, Sunday special, Sundays reboot the sequel day. That's when it all happens there.
There you go. Hey, Sheev the Wise here, and yada yada. Thank you so much for the subscription. It's so nice. And Dale finally got the notification. YouTube's cooperating with us for once. I even got one of my monetizations turned up. If you guys caught Saturday's live stream, oh boy. Did you catch that, Martin?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. That's a t-shirt waiting to be made.
Oh my goodness, Meg. What do we do with her? She is awesome. But boy, she let it slip, and past that, it was down. It was all downhill.
Her predictive text is amazing.
It is, isn't it? Right? It's just great. I love it. So yeah, we've got a great chemistry together. We have a lot of fun, and I can follow that up, getting to spend some time with you, and hazing you a bit because I still don't have my blurg. You know, I don't have any announcement of a blurg. I don't have a leak of a blurg. I don't have the hint, anything of a vintage collection blurg. And correct me if I'm wrong. There's no Black Series blurg out there anywhere either, right?
Well, I can give you an inside scoop, and it's some disappointing news for you.
Uh-oh.
It was my understanding that they were going to announce both the Black Series and the Vintage Collection blurg as the next HasLab, but for some reason Patrick got all confused and went rankle. and now they've got to go down that road.
Can Meg behave? We don't know. She promised that today she was going to behave, but we'll see. I mean, that's a tall order. I mean, can Meg be anything other than Meg? I mean, I don't expect it. I really don't. Yeah. So, right. So we were going to talk a little about the. I keep wanting to call it the HasCon, but it's PulseCon, and that PulseCon slip that Patrick had, it kind of took away all the cool stuff. Hey, thanks for being here. And if you guys are over in the UK and you need collectibles, go check out all the cool stuff. They great source for
wall-to-wall collectibles in there. There's some photos in the Discord, but I might post one back up again. You can see it's wall-to-wall collectibles in there. It's amazing.
It's fantastic. Yeah, the Rancor's just a blurg with longer forearms.
There you go. Absolutely, yeah.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, Patrick did let it slip. So I want to put a pin in it for just a second. We'll talk about PulseCon, trust me. But you know, every time we go to the grocery store, we go to Walmart, I go down the toy aisle and I wonder, will there be any Star Wars toys this week? And vintage collection toys, the answer is always no. There's empty pegs. There's lots of pegs, but not a single figure hanging on them. Never have been. Same thing with like Black Series. There might be one or two, three at the tops hanging on the shelf or on the pegs. And this week we did have Quill, Grief Karga, and Moff Gideon. We had those three on the pegs that you can pick up. The only other things that they have there in Star Wars at all are of course, you can get any kind of product, including Grogu, right? Grogu, everything. Or you got this beauty right here, right? You've got this thing, the Mission Fleet blurg, and I don't understand why this exists, but not vintage or Black Series. Look, this isn't helpful, right? See, look at this Mandalorian scale, right? This guy here, way too small. What am I supposed to do with this Mission Fleet blurg?
So Santa, this is beautiful for me because and Mark at the moment, I have to say, he's been very good to me. He's not baiting me at all, but I just want to ask you a few questions, and then I think you'll answer your own question. Okay.
So, here we go.
Had you had any intention whatsoever of buying a Mission Fleet blurg?
No, never would have.
Yeah.
This guy here was not on the plan, but it's good fun.
If they had released a vintage collection Berg, would you have bought the Mission Fleet Berg?
No.
Now tell me that Hasbro are not marketing geniuses.
Well, they're not, because you know how many
you don't want, just so you
Well,
can
that's
get
true.
closer to the thing you do want.
I spent $25 to get this. Right? I don't care about this nonsense in here. Right? I don't need none of that. That's just, straight in the bin. I don't need it. But this guy here, I was so desperate to have me a blurg. I did get that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And so Mark put it's maybe scaled to put Grogu here on. Yeah. I don't know if I can get Grogu to ride the blurg there. That's about it.
Grogu riding the blurg. Is that the news that Meg was hinting at in season 3 Mandalorian? It's like,
she did say there's big Mando 3. Mando 3 news breaking here. Grogu gets a pet blurg, and they're best friends right there. Every kid needs a dog, or every Grogu needs a blurg. There you have it.
So I'm going to put it back to you again, Santa, because as you know, as Mark says, I'm constantly defending Hasbro. They've got you to buy a figure that you didn't want to buy. $25. Tell me they don't know what they're doing. They absolutely do.
Okay, so now that they got the $25 out of me for this, when are they going to give me like a whole series of blurgs? Give me one with brown and green and different kind of coloring, where I can buy a whole fleet of blurgs, or I don't know what you call more than one blurg. Is it a crash of blurgs? Is it a
it's a rarity of blurgs.
I don't know. I don't know what you call a group of blurgs, but I'm sure Meg will give it to us. Right.
I'm looking forward to that.
Blurgage. It's a blurgage of blurgs. Yeah. Never fear. Jason's here. Good to see you, Jason.
Hey,
thanks so much. Yeah. $25 for, I give more than 50 cents for this guy. I give at least $2. So, but yeah, a bog of blurgs.
You gave $25.
I did.
I'm just saying. Who's the fool?
And there's Meg. There's the Meg we love. Right there. There she is. She made it.
There it is.
There it is. It didn't take too long. Jason, the blurg Amanda's next. Looks like her.
Can I just say, well done. We lasted 10 minutes before the chaos started.
Right? I know.
It did quite well.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, yeah. That is doing really, really good.
Congratulations on getting the blurg that you always wanted. I'm very happy for
as soon as I can get some vintage collection ones, I will buy multiples of blurgs. And it needs to happen. Talk to Meg. Where was I going?
That's thrown you, isn't it? That one?
Yeah, it did. It did.
You said you were gonna buy all of the vintage collection blurgs, which technically you have at the moment because there's none.
Well, there are none to buy. I'm really hoping to get them. And you're right. There's now a sticker you can get in our Discord of me quite red. Quite red. Oh my goodness. Hey, greetings there, Star Wars Real Talk. So, might we ever get vintage collection or Black Series collection blurs?
Yeah, I think you will one day. I don't think any time in the near future, but I can't see why not.
We can only hope. And to go to PulseCon, to get on the topic, let's go ahead and play their little sizzler here, and then we'll talk
PulseCon.
about...
That's right. That's right. That's what we were talking about, isn't it? PulseCon.
PulseCon! Yeah, I need a fan. Right. Anytime Meg shows up, I start getting warm. And I shouldn't have said that. That's like one of those. I shouldn't have said that. Oh, what have I done? Okay,
play the scissor reel. Play the scissor reel.
Let's play the scissor reel here for you guys on PulseCon. So here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
And there you have it.
There it is. Tells you everything you need to know.
Well, and that's my concern, right? Is there anything in this PulseCon for Star Wars fans to get excited about? We've already had the big reveal, the HasLab project, that Black Series figure leaked by Patrick, right? He already gave us that. And as far as like figures they've announced, we already know. Like they've already told us that. There were no hints of like new stuff. And yeah, I'm seeing like that was lame. That's it? There's no more? Was that it? Right? There's like nothing there. I'm not sure what is in this. Oh, here we go. We've been waiting for We've been
Patrick,
waiting for.
He's on to us, Patrick. He's on to us. Be quiet.
We're ready. We're ready.
I'll be finished before dinner. Shh.
Well, Patrick did already reveal the Rancor, quite by accident, but then. I loved at the end of that where he tried to back out. Oh, you may have heard something that isn't real. It's not happening. Like he tried to hand wave the whole thing. It didn't work. He's got to work on his Jedi mind tricks because nobody believed him for a hot second.
It was quite lucky because I think it was like 24 hours later, StarWars.com announced it. I was quite lucky.
Imagine, I was quite lucky. Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. I really don't. They were kind of put in a spot, right? Yeah. So they were like, you know what? We'll just own it. Here it comes. So
on a serious note on that one, and this is where Mark is really going to lay into me, but this is the risk. He gets so much grief, right? But they do fan Q&As. They do live fan talks. And this is the reason why you can imagine Hasbro would be nervous about doing such things. Because you kind of, once it's said, it's been said. And even if it doesn't go out live, you can't like walk back and edit. Otherwise, the credibility goes. So I think we have to be a bit careful because it's quite brave them doing that sort of thing anyway. I know everyone was criticising. They didn't tell us anything. They didn't sort of tell us anything we didn't know. Yak Face had already revealed it, blah, blah, blah. But there is a danger that if people complain too much and things happen like maybe the Rancor announcement not necessarily going out as planned, that they stop doing stuff like that because it's all risk and the benefit is good for the community, but may not be seen like that.
That's true. That's true. It is quite nice that they bring in folks like Tim, right?
Yeah.
It's great to have somebody who's passionate about the vintage collection come in and them take questions from fans and bring them in. But you're right. There's risks that somebody slips and says something they didn't intend to, like Meg did Saturday. You should just accidentally let it out.
Happens to the best. Absolutely.
Right. It just happens. So PulseCon, what should Star Wars fans be excited about? Right now, they've given us nothing. They haven't. What we know has already been known. There was nothing in the Sizzler reel to kind of hype you up, like woohoo! Star Wars fans, tune in because there's big things coming. There's some promise of a bunch of new figures coming out, but that's across all the lines, and we have to remember, PulseCon is not Star Wars collector con. It includes Transformers and all the other IPs that Hasbro have, which is quite extensive, right? So they got 2 days of talking about all their product lines. In those 2 days, we get a window this big to tell us about Star Wars stuff. And the big one we already know. And what we know so far in the rest of it is already been revealed. Why should Star Wars fans tune in to PulseCon?
So I think Hasbro would say, like you say, they're catering for a lot, and it so far does seem to be doing here. Thanks, Mark. I will diligently carry on with this line. So they sell PulseCon as an experience. Okay, so they are following the same format as they did last year. So if I go back to last year, which is always a good place to look, they actually revealed the exclusives prior to it. That was the Hoth Wampa Black Series in the vintage box. It was the Endor Heroes Pat Blue on the speeder bike, and it was the 501st Legion Arc Trooper 3-pack for the vintage collection. So that was announced ahead of PulseCon and saying you'll be able to get it from the exclusive retailers, which I think was Pulse and might be an Amazon or whoever. So they've done exactly the same on that. They announced the Razor Crest at PulseCon. Some would argue they might be intending to announce the next one, and that's kind of gone a bit funny. But they also had like special guests. So they had Ashley Eckstein and D. Bradley Baker do a Q&A during the Star Wars part of it. You had around the whole con, you had like Tenacious D appearing, did a couple of songs. Fallout Boy did a couple of songs. They're trying to. Oh God, please let it be Zuvia's Police Station. They're trying to make it like an online event. So I think what you can expect as fans is to be watching a lot of content about a lot of different intellectual property. I always find it quite fun to gate crash the end of the previous panel, because it's just for, if it's a Transformers panel and the next one's Power Rangers, you get all the Power Rangers and go, just get on with it. Just get on with the Power Rangers stuff. That's all I want. So it'll be a choice of whether you dip in or out and just see the bit you want. And they do tend to do a schedule, so you can do that. But what they're trying to sell it as is an overall sort of online convention with special guests and other things going on. But I'm sure they'll do other reveals as well. It just won't, as you say, it won't be 50 reveals if they're revealing 50 things in total. It won't be 50 Star Wars reveals. It'll be pipeline maybe, or whatever. You'll get something. I hope, because I think at the last one, they announced the holiday figures.
Yes, they did. And I picked myself up the Santa one. I had to have that right away.
That's the one I'm wanting.
There you go.
That's the one, because they sold really well. And as we know, when things sell well, Hasbro keep making them. So my fingers are crossed that we're going to get the Zuvio holiday figure announced. But
and anytime there's an announcement, you can always count on another repaint.
Absolutely, it fits perfectly, doesn't it? Sells well, repaint.
Absolutely. And Sheaf, if you remember on both channels, you have double odds of winning a blurg. You have 200 times the odds of winning a blurg, Sheaf. Oh my goodness.
But so to your question, should we be hyped for it? I think it's going to be like a normal reveal if that's what you're looking for. They're going to reveal some items. They're going to, but if you want some other stuff around as well, then it's probably going to be of more interest to you. Yeah.
Meg puts this, and then you'll have to read Sheev's comment after. I'm not putting it up, Sheev. You called me out Saturday. I see your comments, but sometimes they don't come up for a reason.
I can't see it. I want to see it. I can't see it.
It's in there. Vader's lair. You'll have to.
Oh yeah.
It's up just a couple. Oh.
Yeah. Fantastic.
And there I am, red again. Whew,
Yep.
It's so hot. It's so hot. So there's Meg. Stop. Somebody got her on a roll. I thought you were going to behave today.
I think this is quite well behaved, if I'm being honest. Are you not putting those
Now
comments
look, you
There
got
you go.
Greg going. My chat messages are out of control. It's just, it's so hot.
Is that because Mark focuses on getting his digs in rather than moderating? Is that the problem?
You know, I was look. I'm ready to switch to picking
There
on
you go.
you again.
Chris French has come up
I
with
saw that. But oh my goodness. So look, yeah, I imagine they want to make PulseCon an experience. There'll be lots of hype. Maybe we'll get more information. But you know, we were meeting regularly, maybe twice a month, even as we were getting little drops of figures being released. And it's been a bit of a dry spell. And you suppose they're holding them up for October, or might we get something between now and then?
I wouldn't be surprised you get something between now and then, because there are other conventions going on. So you've got New York Comic Con happening in early October, which I think is before that. I'll be surprised if they don't do something around that, although nothing's been announced. I think there's other conventions. I'm just trying to think what other one. Oh, MCM's due as well, so you might get a European. And they have. We didn't actually talk about it, but they did sort of quietly release some more figures, including, and I'm very uncomfortable about this. They
Yeah.
I just see Mike's comment. Yeah.
You got to earn it.
They actually, I'm going to really go against it now. They released the Clone Wars figures, like the original Clone Wars figures, without even images of the figure. Like, it was just pictures of General Grievous from the cartoon and no actual figure, which seems really strange to me. And they still haven't released what the things actually look like.
Or not even a concept, right? Like the prototype or anything like that, the digital asset.
Yeah,
Nothing.
basically, you're buying them based on a picture. And it's like nothing to do with the figure, other than the figure will be based on that freeze frame from the cartoon. So they have trickled some stuff out, but it's been quite low key. And I think things will ramp up during convention season.
Well, we hope so. And it'd be nice if we actually had something in this PulseCon to be excited about. And right now, it's a big, as Meg would say, a big nothing burger. Right? There's nothing there to get me excited to be on and have my credit card all warmed up, ready to go.
You're not excited about a Filoni figure?
Is it in vintage collection?
No,
right.
but you get the Emperor's Throne Room in vintage correction.
I'm going to PulseCon for the beans. Yeah, and next week your wallet is semi-safe, except for that Rancor. Right, you're going to have to shell out some money for that, but it shouldn't be as bad as. Well, I wouldn't think it'd be as bad as like the Razor Crest or the sail barge, right? Martin.
It ain't gonna be cheap.
No, but I would expect it to be under $300, maybe under $200, but that would be.
But you was expecting vintage collection blurgs to be out by now as well, weren't you? So,
right.
It will be whatever they're charging is what it will be.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
but HasLabs are not cheap. That's the one thing I think we have.
No, they're not. Well, Right. They're a bit of a crowdsourcing concept to give you something special, something that won't be on store shelves, which brings me to another point. Why are there never any figures on store shelves? Ever. Right. Like, the Junk Man did a video on it. I put the description here, or I put the link to his video. Why are there no vintage collection figures ever? If you get any figures, there'll be 2 or 3 Black Series figures, maybe in total 8, like between whatever's there. And then you've got these things, right? Like, why can't we ever see a vintage collection figure on a peg?
So you have that weird thing going on. Like I say, we don't suffer so much from it in the UK. So it must take you when you come over. We'll take you to all the cool stuff, and you can just mop your brow, going, "It's so heavenly and beautiful." But there's a combination from distribution seems to be really bad. I think everyone sort of seems to agree with that. And to please Mark, Hasbro want to sell you this stuff, so they don't want to make it difficult. Yeah, you do, Greg.
Right.
But then there's also an argument that when things do appear, people buy them. So immediately you're out of stock. But then there's got that weird thing of all the stuff appearing at discount later on. So I've just seen some pictures of, is it Ollie's? Where like you can't move Ray figures. Like there's pegs and pegs and pegs of them. And they just appear. And sometimes they're the quite rare ones that just appear.
It makes no sense.
Makes no sense at all.
Yeah, and we've talked about it before. I mean, certainly Hasbro would love to sell you all the figures you want to buy, unless that's a blurred. But they will sell you all the figures you want to buy, but we can't get them on a hook. And as the Junk Man put out, it might be because of who's purchasing them. Right? Like they're collectors, and to put them in a big box store in a toy aisle would infer that the consumer is a different demographic, right? And for folks who are collectors, they're getting them from Hasbro. They're getting them from Amazon, like online. They're ordering these things in pre-orders, and when they come out, they're just direct shipped to the consumer. And it might be that the days of getting figures of any kind, and that's what Junkman put, like even some of the toy things or the movie items, not just Star Wars, but movie figures, they're largely absent. And it might be that those things are just dying.
Well, Dave in all the cool stuff has put a great point in saying we talk about a lot. We're well conditioned now to pre-ordering. Pre-ordering is the way you get stuff now. It's less likely that you're going to walk into a store and impulse purchase the collector's stuff. And the collectors really want it, so they really like go in hard on, must get my pre-orders in. That's what they sweat over. Have I missed the pre-order? So, there is an argument to say you look at your Mission Fleet stuff. So that's the stuff that you'd think would be attractive to the kids who are the consumer of toys, who want it to play with and want to go through. They are appearing on the shelves, which could be promoting that line. Whether it's called fire or not is a different matter. But actually, we do. It is interesting because we don't have in the UK Black Series isn't available really in any of our sort of supermarkets like Walmart. So we got Tesco's and Sainsbury's, but the retro collection and the Mission Fleet stuff is. So there's something going on there because it's not like they're not getting Star Wars product. They're just actively not getting Black Series. That's apparent.
Oh, well, yeah. Are the stores ordering the inventory and Hasbro's just not ordered? Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So as Dave says in there, it's what's being promoted on the shelves. The stores are clearly ordering retro, Mission Fleet, and they're not getting Vintage Collection, and they're not getting Black Series. There's not even a space for them. And as
Well-
Mark said, we're used as collectors to doing the pre-order thing, and I know Dave, the pre-order thing's big for him. Bless him, he also gets stuff to put on shelves because he likes to run a good shop. But it's cool.
And he does. I mean, he's got lots of inventory, and that's how I got some of the figures I have, as I got them from all the cool stuff. And that's why I encourage folks, go check out all the cool stuff. If you're looking for some figures that you're not able to find, go check out his site. He does have a lot of inventory for folks that are looking for Star Wars figures.
It's lovely because it's true. If only you can see the shelves and the boxes. I've been in there recently. He's got so much stock. It's great. But also it's kind of nice because I've been down there, like, spend some time with Dave, and you'll see people walk in and they actually say, "Oh, wow, I can actually sort of like pick it up and take it to the counter and buy it," which you don't really do with Black Series now. You wait for it to be delivered.
Well, like I said, I always find some Black Series figures in the Walmart. Like there may be only 2 or 3, but there's always some. Yeah. There's absolutely never ever a vintage collection figure, and they're just impossible to get.
Yeah,
doesn't make any sense.
Like I say, when I've been in Target and Walmarts, and it's not often at all in the last couple of years, they seem to have there'll be like one vintage collection they got about 12 of, and it's not like a mix of things. It'll be like they're overstocked on one or something like that, and then it's nothing. It's kind of weird.
Right. And Kieran brings up a good point that some of the comic shops here, you go to hobby stores like that sell models and comics and all that kind of thing. They'll often have figures there, but I suspect they get them the same way I do or other people do. They order a bulk of them, and then they put them on the shelf and sell them for a little bit of markup to help with their revenue. Right?
Absolutely. No, but like I say, if you go to specialist shops, you'll see stuff. So that's a good point. But they're not. I think we've got one toy retailer out here called Smiths who do Black Series. Interestingly, Mark, I'd just be giving myself money, surely. So we do have one retailer, big toy retailer called Smiths, and I don't see them flying off the shelf.
Yeah. Well, that's sort of where the junk man ended. Is like it's our consuming behavior that's causing the stores not to hold them. They're largely collectors.
Would you believe, bear in mind how good a figure this is and how recently it came out, Smiths were selling it on discount for £10 the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
Nope. Because
Jeez.
they had a lot in and then no one bought them. As soon as they went online at £10, they went.
Oh.
The collector group said £10 in Smiths. There you go. But this sold out almost instantly when they did that. But that means it's been sitting on the shelf and no one buying it.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Skittle. You said
Skittle.
Skittle.
Right. Right. I'm just seeing these Black Series figures I've got here. So look, I got this one on the shelf at Walmart. Right?
Oh,
and
I haven't got that.
It's still there. I can pick him up about any week. They hang there. But then we do have some things. I got this off of Disney's site. Mm-hmm. We've got several figures that are in this kind of special boxing, right? Yeah. We've got they're one-offs.
Do you like those boxes?
Right? I do like them. I think they're fantastic. When you look at, we've got Jackson here, and on the inside, I love how they open like a book, and you get a little bit of the story, the display. It's fantastic. You get a little bit of the actual comic or whatever that it came from on the edges. Yeah, it's wonderful.
But I think that's another great example because my understanding is they've sold quite well. I'm sure Dave will tell us as well. But if they sold well, you can guarantee they're going to make more of them.
These are great. I love the boxes. It's to me, Okay, these are really cool compared to this, right? Like this is your standard sort of Black Series boxing,
Yeah.
and they're great. They do have info on the back as well.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with this, but this is really cool, at least to me.
Yeah, no, it is. So can you hold that Lando up, because you've shown
Yeah.
what really cool looks like, and then you've sort of said these are all right, but
Right.
this arrived with me this week.
Oh,
It's
the
like,
Wookiee that people have been waiting years and years. You know, they were wondering where is what's
whatever
his name?
name is. I don't know. I don't care. I genuinely don't care. Was it Zalbar?
Salbar.
Zalbar with look, there you go. And I still bought it, Santa. I still bought it.
$25 right
There
there.
you go. Yeah.
So that I'd have him on this stream. We had talked about doing this last week, and when I went to Walmart, I was like, "Well, there it is. It's coming home. I've got to talk to Martin. I need the figure on hand so I can talk about how ridiculous it is to have a blurg that in scale is like not doable, right? Like you can't even cross
But you bought
cross
it,
lines.
Santa. You bought
I did $25. Glad to have him. I'll have a lot of fun with this little guy. But that's about.
And Meg, she is. Answer your question.
Okay, well, Nikki's bringing back up the Kathleen Kennedy contract renewal. Like, I believe it. I always kind of thought that her contract would get extended through Indiana Jones 5. I'm not surprised at all that they would extend it. And she will stay there as long as she wants to stay there. It's just my belief.
Someone's put in there. I'm just looking at someone said about the Frog Lady. Frog Lady is a figure that needs to be made as well. They're absolutely right.
Yes, and I think Meg really wants. Meg, I have heard personal stories of people who were able to meet Kathleen in face to face, and she was absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful.
I think Darth Elvis has put in there. He had a lovely experience meeting Kathleen Kennedy. I've said before, I've been lucky enough to meet her. She was everything you'd want her to be.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Let's see if I get caught up.
Yeah.
I haven't been watching the chat. They kind of went off the rails, and I was like, okay, I got to quit watching.
That's it. I was going to say, because we could just read out the chat and wonder what we were here for. In answer to your question, do I think that's the other stuff? There's, I'm sure, plenty of other stuff coming. The question is whether it comes out before PulseCon or around PulseCon or after PulseCon.
Yeah, and X-Wing, there is a snow spider. You can see that Boss Bounty did a review of it. It's got a battery. No, yeah. Right.
So right. Galaxy's Edge one that you can get from the Disney store. It fits nicely.
You can.
In the
yeah, it's got a battery and it runs and does its thing. Yeah. Right. Well, and that's a good point, Jason. That probably terms were agreed to, or they're just now making their way out. Like they agreed to terms, when and how it's actually signed. Who knows? Mm-hmm. Who knows? Yeah. What collection? It's a Galaxy's Edge.
It's a Galaxy's Edge trading. If you go to the Disney store, they've got like a Galaxy's Edge trading post where you can get the merch from Galaxy's Edge, and it was one of the creatures in there.
Yeah, and it kind of comes in a nice
adoption box. I'll try and find a link and put it in the Discord.
Right, it comes in a neat package, right? Like you said, an adoption box. It's a bit of the presentation of it in that box itself is really good.
Yeah.
It's really good, and it's a Macquarie design. It's great. Looks great, and it kind of works because of all the different sizes of the spiders. It work with vintage or Black Series. It's, is it the mama spider, uncle spider, little nephew spider? Who knows?
It is a really good one. It is a really good one.
Right. It is really good. It looks great, and it can work with any of your collection that you have. So that's good. So we talked about why are product not in stores. I think it's primarily because of our behavior, and how collectors are getting them, and we're less likely to see it going forward as well. I just don't know that that's something kids are consuming. And
because us collectors, there'll be a point where we're not collectors anymore.
Well, what's nice is we do see some younger collectors coming in. So we've got some friends of the channel here who are college age kids, and they're collecting. And so it is getting past the future generations, but it's not like when we were kids and it was a big thing. These are just kind of a niche group who are really, deep into Star Wars and want these figures. It's not just kids wanting them to play with. Yeah. And as Santa during the holidays, I can attest it just doesn't happen. Legos, yeah, sure. And it makes sense. Like Lego, with what we've had with the pandemic and people being closed in and all of that, Lego makes for a great kind of family project. Yeah. You can work on these things for several days like you used to with like a jigsaw puzzle, and I'm sure people still do that. But a Lego set that you can work on together for over days or weeks could be really great for kids to get engaged with their parents. So and each other, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I have something put up on the shelf.
I think I've done more Lego in the last 2 years than I had in my previous life, because, like you say, we've been in lockdown, and it's just been a great bit of therapy to do it.
When are you getting your Black Series Zuvio helmet?
One day it will happen when he gets his own Disney Plus series.
Yeah.
Funkos are the new. Well, not the new. They were the next in line, and there'll be another Funko thing later down the line, I'm sure.
Well, Funko, it depends who you talk to. Some people are saying, look, they're a fad that's on its way out, but there's still plenty of people buying them up. Yeah. I haven't seen it dying out at all. My girls collect them, and I've got some Star Wars Funkos right over there. It's something that it makes for nice gifts. They're easy to pick up.
You need to talk to all the cool stuff about Funkos.
Yes. Yeah, they sell like crazy. I agree. Yeah. They're very popular, and I don't see them going out. The price point is what makes them great. Yeah. Because you can pick one up very affordable and give it as a gift, have a collection, and it can just be a fun thing to have without really dropping a lot of money.
Yeah. And Dave, as Andrew says, loves Funko. So if you ever want to give a gift to Dave, Funkos are exactly what you should give him. He loves them so much.
Trinity just did a 1,000-piece Mando Grogu puzzle. Yeah, puzzles are still popular when you're stuck inside, but Lego are right there with it. I think kids, the Lego, what's nice about that is you've got something at the end of the day you can put on the shelf, you can play with, and it still has that kind of, because I don't know if anybody here's done one of those larger Lego sets. That's a project, right? Those things come with a book.
Yeah, I've just done the R2D2 one that came out, the 50th anniversary one. I think it took me about a week. It was amazing.
Yeah, they are. I've got. I'm moving around and I don't have it right here, but I got like Santa Claus going over a village that's a Lego set, and it's animated. It's got a little windy thing that makes gears turn, and it does whatever. And that was a book to put together as well. And what's terrible is when you get like on page 15, you realize you put something in backwards on page 3, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah. Again, I'm going to keep plugging him because Dave is pretty good on Lego as well. He's got some good Lego stuff, and I think he's a licensed Lego seller. So
all the cool stuff.
Yeah, he knows his Lego.
Yeah, and Sheev has his girlfriend works at a Funko retailer, and so he's the top 3 store in the mall sales wise. Yeah,
where it is, doesn't it?
Yep. Right there with the Lego store, which I know are really popular as well. But the difference is, like Funkos, you could buy like 50 of them for one Lego set.
So does that potentially answer your question though? Because it's not Game, it's GameStop in America, isn't it? They stock Black Series.
Yeah.
And they have them on the shelves.
Yep.
So maybe that's answering your question about where you find them on shelves and where their market is.
Yeah, they're not in the big box at all. And if you're a collector, you're more apt to go into video game stores and that kind of thing. Even though those are kind of going by the wayside as well. You typically download your games now. You order them and it appears on your console. But things are changing, and I think that's what
games are going the same way as our vintage Star Wars collection. So I've been reading about Mario 64. Didn't that go for like $1.5 million for the original copy of it, mint in box graded?
Ooh,
yeah. So it does. We have Game in the UK. And bizarrely, they're selling. Well, it's not bizarrely because I've worked it out. They're selling cheap Black Series and vintage collection figures, Meg, and they have some sort of allegiance with Sports Direct, which is quite concerning. So they're obviously buying up excess stock and selling it really cheap.
Nice. And that's a UK franchise.
Yeah, it's kind of like our equivalent of GameStop, but I think it's a different franchise base. So it's the equivalent of it. It's a weird place.
I gotcha.
I feel very old going in there. I feel old going to most places, but particularly there. Yeah.
Well, I do too. Anytime we do the age guessing game, I win a prize because I look older than.
Well, you're timeless, Santa.
Well, there's that, but there's my human age versus my mythological age, and people guess high every time.
I'm actually surprised that chat hasn't had all the talk about elf abuse in there today.
And X-Wing's in here as well. Between X-Wing and Meg and Mark, they just stir that pot all the time. And I'm constantly fighting it in the chat. But today's been quite merciful.
Which is quite ironic because I came online about 10 minutes, didn't I, before the actual stream. You weren't at your seat and I could just hear the screams.
No, come on now.
I could hear you shouting, work harder. I need all this product for Christmas. I could hear all of that. And then,
if you ever watch like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the choir sings at the beginning, and Santa's a bit of a get to them too, right?
Yeah. And then when you came on, sat in front there, went, right, best behavior. I saw you push a mute button, and off you went.
Oh my goodness. Look at you. See what you did. So there was another bit about how
trying to stick to a script. Great.
I'm going to maybe try to get back. We'll see. It's tough to do around here. And Jason's accurately pointed out, like, you watch this and you can see me, struggling, trying to stay with it.
Yeah.
And people are just not cooperating. And I've already said this, Meg. Bernie is not welcome at the North Pole. No Bernie. No Bernie up here. Not happening. No, we were talking about Lucasfilm's marketing and PR.
Oh, right, yeah.
If I were to ask you, which one's better, Lucasfilm or Hasbro? How would you answer that?
Well, I'm so tempted to say Hasbro because just to give Mark the opportunity to say there it is. But I think, well, actually, you have noticed that Lucasfilm and Hasbro have combined marketing a bit more recently than they have in the past. So you didn't used to get the reveals in the way you did on StarWars.com. Now they seem to be coming directly through there. So there's obviously been a shift there. But I think what you have to remember is, like, Hasbro do their marketing and they do it for their product. Lucasfilm's PR and marketing is like, if anyone thinks it's like one person who does the whole, you've got all this different stuff going on. And actually, one of the problems I think with the marketing is there's so much going on. How do you get it relevant and newsworthy at the time? It's like the amount of times we've seen things where it's kind of like one thing's announced straight after the other, and you're kind of like, that was big news, and then you've just immediately moved on. And it's probably because they were both announced at the same time and didn't really quite necessarily know they were going to impact in that way, although there are people who say, but I think it's definitely got better.
And RF Gaming Channel's got it right there. Should the toy making elves try to unionize, we'll just have the Keeler elves cross the line, and we'll continue making the toys. Right? It's always a step up, and we can just invite them to come on in and get right to it. So,
do you with your elves and the stuff you tell them to make? Are you part of the problem of stuff not getting to Walmart and Target? Do you keep it all yourself?
Well,
is that what's happening?
Well, there's a bit of an issue where, like, if the elves overproduce a product, then those Hasbro execs that are at the door.
Yeah.
Santa, knock it off, right?
Yeah.
We've got to watch about the overproduction of product. So.
Is this where we find out the vintage collection blurg was actually made a year ago, but you've got them all? You've just stopped them going.
No, I have to wait to get the green light to let the elves make them. I can't just have them making things on my whim, right? It's got to be based on the children. It's always based on the children, and once Hasbro lets them, releases them, then I can release the plans to the elves, and they can get to work right away, right?
I just heard you say get the elves to work right away. I think that was the bit I heard.
Well, there's always the Keeler ones you can bring in. There you go. Greg's got it. Mission Fleet blurgs. Like this year, you misbehave, you get a Mission Fleet blurg. No coal. You just get a Mission Fleet blurg, and that'll let you know. Get your ass.
So are you going to buy up all the Mission Fleet blurgs? Are you going to be that insane individual who has hundreds of the same figure? That would be mad. That'd be mad, Santa.
That would be mad, especially if they're more than $1. Right? I think the price point, if you're going to buy up all of the unwanted product, it's supposed to be $1.
Yeah. You get the rules perfectly. It's brilliant.
Yes, I might splurge for a British pound, but it's a bit more than $1. But that's about it.
Fantastic. So the question again was about PR. I think they're two very different things. Is probably my slightly diplomatic answer, and I think you can criticize or enjoy both of them as much as you want, but they are what they are.
Well, they certainly are what they are, and I heard somebody say, "Look, I'm not in marketing." I was listening to Star Wars News video from this morning, their podcast, and I'm not a marketing guy. I don't know marketing. It's not my profession, but it just seems as a consumer that when I get a sizzle reel, the sizzle reel should do something.
Yeah.
And you watch that sizzle reel, and what did it do?
And yet, ironically, when someone seemingly accidentally blurts out a HasLab reveal, it gets lots of attention.
It does. It does. Like there's, like you wonder, could they in the sizzle reel put like you did at the beginning here when we were talking, like last year we did all these big things. Look for these big things this year.
I genuinely hope that Patrick owns what happened on when they do the big "this is what we're doing" thing. I genuinely hope he completely embraces the fact of what happened and says, "Yeah, that's what happened."
Yes,
if I was him, I would absolutely be saying, "I did it for you guys."
Right, just like I did it. It's a thing, and there you go.
What a genius move it was! All part of my master plan to get us talking about it.
Oh, you guys, look what you did, Martin. You got him started. Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time I could oh Meg. Oh no.
That's what the mug needs to say. Oh Meg.
That would be good. Oh Meg. ... Right. And when we talked Friday, she had not moved past the preconceptual, I'm thinking about it when I'm reminded phase. And I need to know, Meg, have you actually, kind of got down to creating a mug? We need a mug. We need a mega mug for all of our wonderful Star Wars content to drink our tea as we listen to you give us our Star Wars tea.
Can you publish Nikki's comment, please?
Oh no.
Please.
I know what the joke is. I know what it is, Nikki. Nikki broke me one day, and I couldn't stop laughing. It generally, I had tears, and it was a thing. She completely broke Santa, and it was a filthy joke. It was filthy. There's just no. I was oh no, Nikki, what did you do? No, please don't.
Is there a Star Wars Santa After Dark channel?
No,
that does age verification. I think.
Well, it's on Discord.
On Discord.
If you join Discord, Nikki is there. Nikki can share with you in a more safe space than YouTube, and let you know it was quite filthy. It was bad.
Brilliant. So we're going to set. I think that's what we have to do. Set up a filth channel in Discord, a place where you know what you're letting yourself in for. Yeah,
an NSFW channel in Star Wars Santa's.
Yeah.
Oh no, no, just DM Nikki. Oh, making me warm again. See, so look, if you were to think about PulseCon coming up, what would be something like? And I asked Tim this, Boss Bounty, for his birthday. If there was a birthday wish you could make and have Hasbro deliver on it, what would it be? And Tim said it would be a blurg. He wants blurgs. I ask you the same question. If you could ask or make a wish, in Hasbro grant it. Patrick's in your kitchen making dinner right now. So if you could ask Patrick, to send a message to the Hasbro execs, here's what I would like. What would that be?
So in the spirit of it being a broad con, there are 3 things I really want. And can I just say, this looks like we actually spoke about this bit before. We didn't. So this is on script, and I sound like I'm ready. So from Dungeons and Dragons, I'd like a Kane figure with a dead Kane variant. That's important to me. I'm hoping they're going to do a lot on Ghostbusters, and I just hope they have the beautiful Paul Rudd on the screen for about an hour. I'll just stare at him. I don't care what he's saying. I want that. And a Paul Rudd figure would be amazing, even though you get them Ant-Man. But from Star Wars, I think I sort of said it before, announce this man. That's absolutely if that happens, I can retire because my dream will have come true.
You need your Christmas themed Zuvio.
Yeah. Holiday Zuvio.
Holiday Zuvio is
imagine,
Martin's wish.
Imagine if he was your helper, Santa.
Oh, I would love it.
The kids would love it.
He could be right there with Santa. Look,
That's
we can put him side by side, just like that. Yeah,
there you go. Oh, there you go. Probably a little bit back. Actually, probably. We can do sort of like he'd be like this. There you go.
There you are.
Recreate the film scene in a Christmas environment.
That's right. That's right.
There you go. Yeah.
Meg, I will say this. You can visit the Zoovium. Zoovium is not just a nickname for Martin. He actually has a museum of Zuvio called the Zoovium, and you can tour it. And Meg is actually close enough to schedule that, and maybe come see it live and in person. The Zoovium, it is quite the treat. Something worth anybody's time. Certainly worth a visit. The Zoovium is remarkable. All things Constable Zuvio and more than you could ever wish for. It is the experience to be had by any Star Wars fan who really considers themselves a Star Wars fan. You need to go see the Zoovium, and you can find the answer to these things.
Yeah, right. You're more than welcome. And if you want to stay anonymous, I can do virtual tours as well. So
that's right.
Let's message and I'll do the tour. It is 45 minutes of your life that you'll never get back. But I do like the Black Series Yaddle. That'd be great. Yeah. Ronnie wants a Black Series Kathleen Kennedy. Well, we've got to get her in universe. Like we got Dave Filoni because he's in universe now. So we need to get Kathleen in universe. And there's been a suggestion by Meg that they actually recast Cara Dune with Kathleen Kennedy. So you can get your Kathleen Kennedy, Cara Dune, Black Series or vintage collection figure. So Kathleen, there is genuinely, you could do a figure of it because Kathleen Kennedy has been in a Lucasfilm film.
Well, which one?
She's in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I believe she's one of the dancers in the Club Obi-Wan at the beginning.
No. No, really?
Yeah, really. Genuinely.
Oh. Well, there you go. And of course, Jason wants a Kitster.
Of course. Jason, yeah. I fully hope that's when they close the range, that's their final figure as a big celebration, a big hurrah. Now we've delivered Kitster. We're done. And Santa will go, but I still haven't got a vintage collection blurg. And they go, we're done. We're done.
No. I can't click on Meg's comment there. Not doing that.
What was that then?
It's
what about her being in Star Wars?
No.
No. Oh, yeah.
It had to do with Yaddle.
Yeah. 7 minutes past 6 for those who want to look. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Bill Berg in a wig recast as Cara Dune. That would be great.
I saw someone. Oh yeah, no, I think it was in the Discord, wasn't it? Yeah, I saw her in the chat. I saw that. It was awesome. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
There you go. Look, John 42's backing me up.
Meg said she's in the Wise of Skywalker.
Oh.
The Wise. Oh my goodness. Oh my. So as we close out, when do you think we haven't had a figure release in many weeks? Mm-hmm. We expected to get one by now. when do you think we will get any in before the end of the month, like in another week or September, or do we just have to wait for the PulseCon?
I think we're in a bit of a pause, which is a guarantee to say something will happen next week. I think we're in a bit of a pause. I think New York Comic Con will be the first murmurs, maybe, and then PulseCon.
Okay.
And I think it'll just start ramping up again. So, like we had that period where they just seem to be all the time, it feels like we're about to enter another phase, another period of here come, get your wallets out, here come the figures.
Well, my fingers are still crossed for a pipeline, any kind of announcement of a vintage collection blurg, so that I can replace my baby blurg here. I need a vintage collection blurg, and I need them in multiple colors.
They buy one in desperation. That don't ever tell me they don't know what they're doing.
No, I will tell you because this is not going to do it. This little guy here, he's fine for what he is, but yeah. So they got their $25 out of me, that's for sure. But if they can make vintage collection blurgs, they get far more than 25. I can tell you that.
But they've got this 25 already.
They got this 25.
You'd never have spent that. You'd never. Have
and unless they mark them down to $1, they're not going to get another 25. That's not. I might buy 25 of them at $1 each, but that's about it. So. and Meg, that's why the Zoovium exists. That's really the backstory, right?
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, the backstory is for some bizarre reason, when Toys R Us were going under, I started hoovering them up because it was the only figure left, and it was like so ridiculously cheap. Where is my Zoovium museum? It's actually on my premises. But let's talk offline.
He's
let's sort something out.
Definitely in your neck of the woods, Meg.
Oh.
Right, in Meg's neck of the woods. So within a day trip, you could easily visit the Zoovium, pick up some lunch, and make your way back. Let's say that.
You're very welcome.
She's not going to tell you she's coming, so you'll never know it was her. There you go.
Oh, I think I would.
Oh, well, Martin, it's always an absolute pleasure. I have so much fun talking with you, and appreciate you talking about this event. I think I'm more excited about talking to you than I am the actual no, it's not the HasCon.
No,
I already did it
PulseCon.
PulseCon. So thank you so much for being here.
No worries. Well, I'm sure we'll talk again at PulseCon and say how wrong-footed we are by the plethora of stuff that was announced and all the stuff going. But I get a sense we will need to talk a little bit more about future releases.
Very good. All right.
Meg, you are welcome. Let's make contact. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. And you can get Zoovium and a DM in Discord, and you guys can work out the details there. That's probably the easiest way to do that. So, folks, that'll do it for today. Look for tomorrow. We're going to have a review of this Luke Skywalker from Heir to the Empire. That'll be posted tomorrow during our regular time. Thursday, we'll not have the weekly news with a Magic Maker. Those are going to be on Mondays. The Magic Monday, starting next week. And then on Friday, we are going to have another live stream with Meg, where she will once again try to behave herself and then fail miserably. And Mike the Inquisigator Porter, thank you so much. You guys, I hope you have a great day. Thank you for being here. It's been fun as always. And until next time, my friends, Merry Christmas, and may the Force be with you always.